Go ahead and call the meeting to order of the Board of Abatement of the Town of Grafton at 6:05. Everyone has a copy of the agenda. We really only have one order of business on the agenda, and that is the hearing for a request for abatement from the appellant, Linda Preziosi. So we can move right into the hearing. 6:06, I declare open this hearing of the Board of Abatement. We are here tonight to hear a request for abatement from taxpayer Linda Preziosi for her property at 156 Bull Hill Road, excuse me, parcel number 009009. And at this time, I would ask the taxpayer and any witnesses, Robert, if you're going to have any intention of presenting evidence or testimony of any type, to take the following oath. Under the pains and penalties of perjury, do you solemnly swear that the evidence you give and the cause under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Yeah, either is fine.
And yes, I do.
All right, thank you very much. At this time, I would request members of the Board of Abatement to disclose any conflicts of interest or ex parte communications they've had concerning this request. There appear to be none. Thank you. So, how do you prefer to be addressed?
Linda.
Linda? Okay, Linda. I'm Chris Wallace. I'm the chair of the Board of Abatement. Basically, you will have the opportunity to present whatever testimony and evidence you have for this board to support your request for abatement. First off, I need to know if you received a copy of our rules of procedure,
Yes,
so you know how the hearing will proceed.
yes.
Okay. So if you could just identify for the record and for this board, the statutory abatement category that you're requesting, the abatement of your property taxes under. I believe you checked the boxes.
Those boxes that used to be on top.
Okay,
So let us know what they are that you chose.
yes.
So if you could just read for the board, the two boxes under which you're requesting abatement,
The
please.
first one is taxes of persons who have died insolvent. That would be my husband, passed away last January. The second one is taxes of persons who are unable to pay their taxes, interest, and collection fees.
Okay, thank you very much, Linda.
Well,
And now this time, if you have any evidence to present to the board to support your request for abatement, I believe everyone has a copy of the letter that Linda prepared. So if you have not already, if you could please review that letter. And you remember what you wrote, Linda?
I have a copy of it as well.
So if there's anything you would like to add or to supplement the information, this is the opportunity for you to do so.
That letter sums it all up. I'm under, well, since my husband passed, before he passed, we had 4 sources of income. Since he's passed, I have only one source of income, which is my Social Security check, which was, it's his, that gets deposited, and I pay my monthly bills with that. We did have a money market checking account that my husband paid the mortgage and taxes with, and that has dwindled because I continue to pay the mortgage and the taxes, and it's, I'm not gonna be able to go forward. It's really dwindled quite, you know, I don't know if I'll get through the next 2025 quarter. I am presently applying for help with USDA loan. I'm looking into all sources of income to put back into my pocket, so I can continue to live and afford to live in my home in Grafton. That letter says it. I mean, I don't really have much to, I'm maintaining the maintenance of the house. I recently had to have my portion of Bull Hill repaired and reconstructed. Ira Stevens has done that work, and I'm still, I mean, I gave him a deposit, but I'm still owing him quite a lot of money left. And like I say, I'm just in dire, you know, I'm in dire straits right now until I can get help. You know, my, with taxes, I still have a mortgage, and I just wanna be able to afford to stay in Grafton, in my home. That's my bottom line.
Okay, thank you, Linda.
This is Robert, I maybe add to that, some of this, which is articulated in our letter. We are, and have been trying to balance our expenses by, we've eliminated some insurance costs, with the normal deal unit. We've, turned back her lease vehicle and provided her with a family vehicle that we had available. And the reduction or the dwindling in the money market account has reduced it as a result of the capital improvement project, repairing the road, repairing the stormwater and ditches towards Housing Road and in the driveway. We've also cut back so that her monthly Social Security payment can at least pay the utilities, phone, and some of the electric costs that she's incurring. But with the dwindling of the money market account, financially, she's running in a net deficit, and the abatement of the taxes would be a great push for us initially until we can obtain other sources, such as what you mentioned, the USDA loan. We've also applied to the Wyndham and Windsor Trust Fund. We have several applications in, and they're being reviewed. Also, she mentioned Peter Preziosi, my brother-in-law, the former, his receiving under the New Jersey pension and benefits plan. He had that pension, and, in any event, time of her, of his death. We're also, though, reaching out to the New Jersey Pension Fund. We made inquiries with them to see whether there's any way we can go back to the original, the last payment and see whether we can somehow, and I guess it's my experience, I am also in the New Jersey Pension Fund. In order to see whether there's any availability of us of having Linda go back in and receiving, that pension, rather than having, to continue without it. So that it would be another source of income. So the request for abatement is really to allow us to potentially, and we're also looking into other sources of income. However, the burden of paying taxes, continuing on is really at it is problematic for her, and we would appreciate your consideration for any relief we can get, so that she can remain in that home that she's been for the greater part of this of 30 years and has never missed a tax payment. And also her credit rating is very good. So we're hopeful that beyond the things that we've done, that we could essentially request some relief from her acting through the board of abatement next became aware of it. And that kind of sums it up again. And really appreciate Ms. Record giving us the ability to file the application and walking us through it, and the board for meeting with us so quickly based on, our current condition.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you have any further testimony or evidence, documents, anything to present to the board to support
Well,
your request
I
at
did
this
bring
time?
my bank statements from January to March. I have the from Ivor Stevens, everything that he itemized, what he did with the road and how much it is, and how much I still owe. I don't know, I don't know what you want to see, but I brought whatever I could.
Okay, does anyone feel there's a need to see those specific documents? All right, then at this time, I would invite questions from the board for the taxpayer who is requesting abatement.
I've got two.
Okay, certainly, go ahead. Board Chair recognizes John Gregory.
What period of time are you asking for abatement on your taxes? How long a period of time, or?
I guess I should answer that for you, Lynn. I think we're asking for, whatever the board seems to be reasonable. I think what we are doing, especially with the New Jersey pension plan and with the time of either obtain the loans, I think something in the area between 12 and 18 months would really help us very much so.
And my other question is, you can't get help from the other people that use that road to help pay for your having to fix it up?
My portion is all I took care of. No, nobody else, offered, we all use the road,
Yeah.
even my portion, but I have to be able to get out and back you know, I had to do this. To make sure I can get off the road and back home. I had to do it.
I would just think that they use the road.
Do
and
they-
can help
do
you
they-
out.
No,
Do they take care of their portion of the road?
I don't know who
But
they
you must travel that down to the bottom. Is it not
Well,
passable? Is
I
it-
only use my portion down and
Right,
Bob and Holly Whitcomb is from go all the way down.
right.
So only I do help out with Bob Whitcomb for plowing and sanding.
Mhm.
I pay a portion to them.
Okay.
But I don't know about anybody else that lives and uses the road.
Okay.
Well, doesn't
Thank you.
the person above you, use the road,
Yes.
Lonnie Clark?
Her residence is still remaining in pretty bad shape.
The
And, that although from her driveway down to the bottom of the major road there, it's fairly clear. But I'm not sure if any kind of fire or emergency services, they may have trouble, going further up to the road. So I don't know that the township has any way to get the rest of the road, cleared and paved. As I understand it, each resident on Colville Road as business has done, is responsible for the maintenance of the road. So, our concern too is if there is, a situation where any emergency vehicles have to get up further, to accommodate that property, they're gonna have a rough time getting up there. As well as drainage, we have to repair all the drainage ditches, clear them and allow for stormwater to run off so that it wouldn't flood any portions of the road beyond my sister's road.
Okay, John, did you have a second question?
That's the second question.
Jim has a question.
Kim, go ahead.
Linda, or Robert too, I see that there is 26 acres to this property. Has the acreage been logged at all in the last 10 years?
No.
That could be a consideration to bring some income in. Is to actually have it logged or have it looked at least, but that could be a help for income. Have someone at least look at it, see if it's worth logging.
Do you think I should consider that, Rob? As well?
Yeah, I think, and was that, Kim, was that you?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
no, that's okay.
Yeah, we're looking at other means to generate income and logging or, I know you don't have any zoning or land use requirements, specific requirements for subdividing her property, but I understand that, the property, that we're looking at that as a means to determine whether that's viable to, subdivide the property and generate some income. Also, she does have a barn on the property that, might be available for potentially, renting or some other recreational use. So we're looking into that. So that's also on an agenda. That's why I thought, asking for between 12 and 18 months, we should be able to, and the logging could be, also, as you mentioned, potential source of income so that you could sustain and remain there, so, yeah. And my long answer is, yes, we should consider all potential of the property that could generate income and continue to pay the taxes, but in the interim, getting the relief would certainly allow us to, you know, get her balance sheet in order and our financial status in order so that she can, you know, continue to live there and continue to pay taxes.
Okay, Kim, go ahead.
Question and not knowing what the results of will be of the deliberation, but, so you're looking at actually wanting to totally wipe out the, 12 to 18 months, or are you looking to possibly postpone payments, and would it work out to make payment plans? So she would still go into the delinquent bracket, but could make partial payments on a monthly basis? Or are you looking at wiping out 12 to 18 months worth of taxes?
I think we'd like to defer payment for 12 to 18 months.
So, but.
So deferring them, meaning you could go on a payment plan to catch up, not to totally dissolve all taxes due.
Well, eventually, yeah, if we could get if we don't have to pay taxes for, you know, the 12 to 18 months, and certainly we would then, at the end of that time, we should be be in a better position to reimburse, if you will, the town for that 12 to 18 months. That would, you know, I guess that would be certainly a way that we could get by for that time frame and make other arrangements. So, well, I guess.
The policy that we have now for delinquencies, okay, so if you go into the delinquent stage, so anything that's due after May the 15th will then move into the delinquent stage. You can only have 2 years worth of delinquencies. So if she were to move into the delinquency for these 2 payments, that would only give her 12 more months, that once she hits the 2-year period, then it needs to go up for tax sale according to our policy. So just so I don't, that's more information I think than you already had, but it's just something to be thinking about.
Okay, Buzz.
So on some of your overhead, you mentioned a mortgage.
I still have a mortgage.
About approximately how much monthly is that, and how far out does that go?
I still owe 190,000. My monthly payment is $15.34 a month. And my second checking account, the money market checking account, I used to pay the taxes and the mortgage. Now that's dropped so considerably that, like I say, I'm looking into getting help so that I can pay. You know, I've never been late on anything. We've always paid our taxes and our mortgage. Oh, that's my brother's phone.
You lost it. Did he get disconnected?
No, he's still on, but he's answering,
Oh.
he's getting a call on his phone. Anyway, that, I just had the, fuel. We have propane, fuel, I pay for that. I had the septic system pumped. um, you know, everything, it's really become, you know, really, so far, I'm able to pay, but, you know, I don't know for how long, unless I continue to look into getting help.
Question for the treasurer, was the February installment made?
No, it's not, and I have another item to pass out to everybody, would this be the time to give the other exhibit? Are you sure that wasn't Robert calling you back and he got disconnected?
Oh,
'Cause I kind of think it is, because I thought I heard a text.
yes, it was him.
Okay.
Oh, actually, there's an admit on the call. You know,
Okay.
work this stuff. If
He's
you
trying
don't-
to hear us, but he was trying to talk to her.
Now he's voicemailing me.
We still, okay, so you want to call him?
Yeah, I am.
I'll call him. You can-
Just a quick question. With the $190,000 mortgage, how long is that before it's fully paid off?
I don't know. I mean, I pay every month. I don't know how, I
I thought you said 24 years, no?
don't know. I'm not sure.
That might be an area to investigate with your bank. It might be some option.
Well, this is another thing. Rocket Mortgage. That's who I have my mortgage with. And right now, still, I've been fighting it for over a year now. The mortgage is in my husband's name, and they won't transfer it to my name. We've offered everything they asked for, the death certificate, the deed, even down to my license with a picture on it. I am the survivor of the mortgage, and I've been paying it since last January, when my husband passed. You know, they're getting their money, but they don't wanna make me the owner of the mortgage. So that's, right now, it's a problem. In fact, I spoke with my lawyer today, because he's trying to get in contact with them to resolve this. Since last May, we've been trying to get me, you know, the owner of the mortgage, and he hasn't been successful. You know, we don't know what more they're looking for. Nobody's contacting me or him. He's trying to reach out to them, but nobody gets back to him. So I don't know where we're at this point.
Uh, uh, I'm sorry, can you hear me now? I got disconnected.
Yes, we can.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, go ahead.
You asked the question about what's remaining on the mortgage. I guess we had originally there was a mortgage for $301. It was a 30-year mortgage that was taken out in 1993 when the house was built. Also, there's remaining balance on the mortgage of about, I believe it's $192,000. So we probably have at least another 10 years to go on paying off that mortgage. I don't know if that's helpful, but and then regarding the Rocket Mortgage and what we've been dealing with them, apparently we've been paying the mortgage. Linda has been paying the mortgage for the past 20 years or so, or 30. And she continues to pay that mortgage. However, the Rocket Mortgage is still working out the details. We understand that that's imminent relative to their decision, which should be obviously that she will continue to pay that mortgage at the current rate. Yes.
It's the original 30-year mortgage from 93.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
It's the original 30-year mortgage from 1993.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be 03/13/23? Shouldn't the mortgage be complete? You're past 30 years.
Yeah, I don't know when, when they had, I think they may have refinanced
Yes, we did.
when
Well,
you,
I don't know, my husband did.
yeah, I
And
think they,
I don't really have the details.
yeah, I think that the time that that they added on to the dwelling and built the barn, there was a refinancing, so that 30-year, it was probably pushed. Yes. You're absolutely right. I forgot about the refinance that they did to pay for the additional extension on the house and then on the barn itself. So I think, I would probably have to look at the original paperwork and the mortgage, but I believe it's about 10 more years that needs to be paid to the mortgage to satisfy the loan, the mortgage loan.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. Do you have any more questions from the board? Yes, go ahead, John Burgess.
You, say your accounts are dwindling, but that doesn't, you say your accounts are dwindling down, but that doesn't give me a dollar figure, so that I would know how much longer you could go paying your taxes before you wouldn't have anything.
Another 3 or 4 months is what I have left in that account that I pay the mortgage and the taxes. When my husband passed, we had $50,000, and again, I pay the taxes and the mortgage with that account, but now it's down to a little less than 4,000 left. So I'm only gonna, unless I get this relief, with the USDA or, whatever relief I can get. I can't go too much further. I have to look into other sources of income to help me to sustain, in my home and be able to afford to stay in my home. And I would like to do that. My husband designed the house. He didn't build it, but he designed it. And I love my home. I love Grafton. I want to stay here. And I want to be able to afford to stay here. That's my plight. That's all I can say.
Okay, thank you, Linda.
I just want to give Linda a copy of what the exhibit I gave.
Okay, sure.
This was what I handed to them also for information. It's just your copy of your tax
Oh.
bill and then your detailed transaction.
Okay.
So that we all have a copy of that. But because I'm presenting it now, I need to show you that I did.
Thank you, Linda.
If there are no further questions from the board for the taxpayer, then I will go ahead and close the hearing at 6:39. Linda, we will now enter deliberative session and we will have a written decision for you within 30 days.
Okay,
Okay, so thank you very much for coming out tonight,
thank you.
and thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
I just want to thank the board for holding the hearing for us and appreciate your time that you've given us. And thank you very much.
You're quite welcome, thank you.